But yeah, so I decided to stream. Now, little forewarning here. If I do have to take periodic breaks, that is because my wife decided to leave me in charge of the baby, not leave me for good. Haha, gotcha. So I decided to do the stream now, but I will have to take periodic breaks here and there to make sure that he's all good and not getting into something that he shouldn't be. Yes, I don't think, God, there's so many. There are so many submissions. Thank you all for submitting all of these. There's only 2 people in here right now, but that's okay. Downloading Simulator 2024. Yes. Yes, it is. I was not prepared. I decided to go live out of nowhere. I was going to do it later tonight, but I figured that it would probably be better to do it during the day because I still have a couple projects that I'm working on. Damn, bro just wanted to plug his color grade. GG. Good color grade. All right. I'm going to reset that. We've got a very nice R8, the best gen R8 right here. This one. Now, this one is super blue. Holy shit, we cooled this one down. Horrible at editing blue hour. These are going to be a little difficult here. Let's bring this up for everybody. X7. Holy shit, dude, that looks great. So there's his edit right there. That actually looks great. Yeah, that's actually really good. Difficult. I think I'm going to have to I think I'm going to cut it here. Honestly. Before I spend like an hour on this photo alone. So since he sent his edit, we're going to pull up his edit here. Let's pull this up. So again, this is his edit, which just looks incredible. Great job on that. I don't even want to know how long that took you to do, but here's a little side-by-side comparison. Mine doesn't even come close. Doesn't even come close. So Logan Bankrupt just submitted his, so we're going to check that as well. A little more green. So yeah, we're going to try and do more of like a green-ish edit without cooking the bar too much. So here's where we're at right now. Dude, this is an incredible shot. I'm absolutely loving this shot. Bring the blacks down, bump those shadows up just a hair, and we'll, I think it looks a little bit better with the highlights up. As for our midtones, let's go with more of like a cinematic look. So I think we're going to do like a... We'll bring the midtones here. That down. We don't need something like too poppin'. As for our highlights, we definitely are going to go more of a green here. So we went for a little bit of difference here, which is good. I love the warmth here, and you can certainly make it work. In this instance, I think it does work very well. Well, I'm seeing some red there, it looks like, in the midtones, and then obviously you've got the orange. Here's my edit, though. We're going to do a quick before and after. Right there, we want more of like a cinematic-esque, like, commercial look, I suppose. Don't think that I'm going to be editing all photos. I think I'm going to select between 1 to 2 of everybody's to go through. Probably the best shots. Especially if they're going to be hard like this. I'm not going to edit something like this because this shit was crazy. Let's get Sasha Richmond's in there. We're going in sideways. For whatever reason, these were taken in portrait, but they are looking sideways. Sasha, get in here. I need you to tell me how to flip these. Think CMD bracket. Let's see. Command. Wait, that's not doing anything. Hold on, maybe it's because I have all of them selected. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're gonna go straight to the R35. First things first, correct that horizon. Logan, why did you... I dropped the drive folder into the chat for a reason, and this dude still sends them to me on Dropbox. And he included like 10 pictures. Logan, dude, this fucking guy, I swear. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Ooh, hold up. Potential for a sick color grade here. Check this out. Damn, dude, this is so dark. We're going to brighten this one up quite a bit here. Gotta love that Sony. The Sony dynamic range. Alright, we're going to add some whites. Decrease the blacks a little bit. We're going to increase the shadows just a tad more. I don't know what to do here with the blue. There's not a lot of blue in this photo, surprisingly, for it being shot at such a dark time. We're definitely taking the yellows down to more orange and the hue slider here. Shadows kind of look good, but I'm a fan of the cooler shadows. So we're gonna get dark blue. Highlights, let's see what, it all basically comes down to what color we want the sky. So we're gonna go a little bit more orange. So anyways, here's the edit right there. Raw edit. AGR, that's a great shot. And I would not have expected that from something that was so dark, but that is actually genuinely an incredible shot. The one thing, I do like the low angle as well, but the roofline intersecting with just the sky, I mean, it's better than intersecting with the horizon, so I'll say that. Good shot. Good shot. That one, because that one looks like a pain in the ass. And the desert has 0 color. I think I might, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot, but we're going to cook through these. Holy shit, white balance, please. Isaac, these are horrible. This one was a little crooked. Damn, this is a great shot. Very AMCJ-esque. Let's see, I don't even know what you would do here because you had such a vibrant sunset. There we go. Sky preset, please. As for the white balance, the car, of course, it's a red car, so it's showing up as every other color except for red. Contrast, we're going to go ahead and decrease the contrast a little bit. In this setting, the contrast would look pretty cool, but I think we're going to do that. God damn, my back is killing me. What do we got? Do we make the desert green? Is the real question. Or do we make it more orange? Or neutralize it? I'm going to bring some color back. Isaac doesn't like color. I think that this edit's pretty much complete. I don't really want to go too deep into it. Ooh, although those greens are kind of... See, I could spend so long on these pictures, it's not even funny. Isaac, that's a fucking great shot. If I had an example of yours, I would bring it up. That is not true. Go look at my post from this set. Should I? Should we go? You know what? We'll go over to Isaac's page. Yeah, I mean, the colors aren't too prominent. I also forgot to edit the sky mask, but I think it's a bit too late for that. Gabe, Touch Sky Media. Let's see what we got here. White car, broad daylight. Oh boy. No, this one would be challenging, but I think we might be able to. It's a little too blown out right there. I think I'm going to ignore that one. Nice shadows here. That was a good ass shot. Questionable angle. Questionable angle. What do they call it? The Dutch angle. All right. A very grainy photo. Such a good one though. This is a solid picture for sure. We're going to probably do more of a neutral kind of edit here. So we'll just leave the magenta white balance as is. Oof. Gabe, this is a dope shot. Everybody, Touch Sky Media, Gabe Picorni in chat, go ahead and follow him. Just a tad. I want to avoid changing the color of the MC20. We're going to have to correct that in the HSL tab. I do a linear gradient here. Something like that, but I can't let it really touch the top of these trees or that rock, otherwise it'll... There we are. Gabe, once again, everybody, Touch Sky Media on Instagram. Go ahead and give him a follow. He's another fellow Colorado shooter. And I've been streaming for a little bit over an hour, so yes. Got to take a quick break. They're going to be a little bit hard because it's like overcast, but sunny at the same time. It's a little weird. But I'm not going to be going, like I said, we're not going to be going too in-depth in all of these. It's going to be kind of quick. We're going to make it look good and then do a comparison between the raw, before and after, and then the rest is history. Increase the exposure just a little bit. We're going to drop the highlights because this white on the car is just a little bit too blown out. Oh, computer just stopped working for a second. Bring down the shadows a bit. And I don't know what I was thinking with negative dehaze. That just changed the whole picture. So we're going to drag the highlights up just a little bit more. I think we're going to go... I'm going to go a little bit cooler on these ones. Maybe more of like a green type edit. We'll see how it goes once we get to the color grading. does it. It's not too crazy of a transformation. This kind of setting is pretty difficult. And in my opinion, you know, there's not much that you can do, because if you do too much, you're going to just completely destroy the photo. But if Bankrupt actually edited these like he should have a year ago, we could see what he came up with. But there's not really too much of a difference. Balance. I mean, obviously we want kick it up to about there. Now let's get these lighting. Let's get the white balance. Dude, this is such a perfect shot, Logan. Oh my God. We don't want to make it too orange, because then that looks far too artificial. But we are going to add just a smidge of magenta in there, so the white from the car isn't too off. It's going to be obviously a little off if you're playing with your highlights, but for the most part, it should be good. Now, in this instance, we are going to add just a hair of contrast. Kick down the highlights. We're going to bring up the whites, because that's really going to bring out. And Nikita, this is what I was meaning to talk about earlier, is when you're, what I do to get, what I've found to get more crispy subjects or cars, is kick the whites up, decrease the highlights, and then kick the blacks down. Because if you increase the blacks, it's going to kind of crush them, and they'll be more flat, so they're not going to be as deep and as rich. And then the whites kind of, what I've noticed, it adds more texture. That, like, this is very flat. If you can see, it's kind of hard to tell the difference, but if you decrease the whites, it's going to be flat. So what I mostly do is increase the whites and then decrease the highlights, and I'll adjust it that way. And I've found that it actually helps the results quite a bit. I'm not going into Photoshop or anything crazy. We're just going to crop the vignette out, and that's probably going to do it. Probably going to do it. Now, Bankrupt did actually end up editing this picture, and his rendition of this was far superior. But there we go. Pretty basic edit. I mean, most of my stuff is honestly just lighting adjustments and then HSL. I very lightly touch color grading, but this is what a standard like sunset palette looks for me. So I think we'll go with Tristan. And the next we're going to go with Kays. I think, is Kays back in? Kays, sound off if you're in here. It's enough photography. Check him out. He's in the chat right now. Tristan Fullerton. Sound off. Check him out on Instagram, YouTube. I don't think actually he does do any YouTube, but he should, honestly. Okay. This Viper is sick. I've shot with this guy before. He's got like 3 or 4 Vipers, and they're dope. They're so good. Probably keep this a little more neutral. And I think Tristan did actually include his edited versions in here, so we're going to check those out as well and see how we stack up. I was messing with the sky just a little bit too much. All right, for the greens, saturation, we're going to bring that up just a little bit more. Blues, we'll bring the blues up a little bit. Orange, yeah, we'll kick the oranges up. And then, of course, red car, so the color is everything under the sun aside from red. We're going to do a little more green here in the midtones. The highlights, obviously, we're going to bring more to the orange/red. And the shadows, of course. Ooh, actually, it's very slight. It's a very slight change. Yeah, that stacks up. So here, oh my God, we're lagging. Oh my God, I'm lagging. There we go. His edit, my edit. Very similar, actually. GG, Tristan. GG. Cool, warm. Okay, so we're going to go with a little bit of a warmer edit, but we're going to kind of tone it down just a little bit. So probably try and more so neutralize it. See how it looks with the greens. The green does kind of look good. I'm kind of liking the green. We'll see how that looks once we continue going. We have here reds. Bring the purple up. Bring that up. I typically always do this with red cars just because you're always going to find spots of the car are going to be purple and magenta. So I typically just drag those up. And then the warmer shadows is kind of a vibe right now. I am liking this rod. This is a great shot, dude. This is a great shot. Nikita, the next time that I do one of these, hopefully then I'll have more of a streamlined process going so that I can actually take a while to do this. Today was honestly the worst day that I could have chosen to do this stream. So I think this is going to be the final edit. Here is a quick before and after. Obviously, if I was going to jump into Photoshop, I would remove this car from it. But there we go. Very vibrant edit. Very good shot. This was a great raw. So let's pull up. Where is it? Nope, that's Instagram. But I guess we can pull it up here. Tristan edited. I think this is the... Yeah, here it is. So there is Tristan's rendition of this shot. I forgot to work with the sky mask and linear gradients. But, again, very similar. Blaze through these. Holy Devin, what in the world is this? Oh, actually, I'm assuming you have some of your Nikon shots. Yeah. So he has some Nikon shots in here, and then he just recently got an A7 III, so he has some A7 III shots in here as well. So we'll pick... This is K's Creations on Instagram. Go check him out. He's in the chat right now. K's, K-A-Z-E. So we're going to bump the whites up. And we're probably going to go with more of a cool slash green. Yeah. More of a cool green. I don't want the blue to stand out all too much because we also have some blue here. So here, quick before and after. Before, after. Dynamic range isn't actually horrible. But yeah, very old Nikon. Actually tried using this lens blur effect. But maybe that would help this out a little bit. Let's see what happens. I've never used it before, so I always see it and I never... Whoa. Are you kidding me? That's almost a perfect depth of field simulation. Almost perfect. There's a little bit of imperfections, but holy shit. Two totally different routes. I love the way that you did that, though. Your game has been going crazy lately, my man. The goat is here and throwing down some heat. Ooh, Goose? Oh, God, dude, this is such a good shot. We're going to brighten it up just a hair. We're not going to go too crazy, but we definitely want the subject to pop. And then we definitely add a little bit of magenta there in the white balance. Take the texture down just a little bit. The highlights just a hair. Now we got to always, when you're editing yellow and orange cars, always double check that your car is the right color, because it has happened to me far too often that I'll end up changing the hue in the HSL tab and the car is completely off. And I've already sent out the set. So happened to me one too many times. Go. Finished photo. So let's compare before, after. Sony dynamic range is absolutely untouched. Cannot touch it. Although that Canon from AGR was pretty fantastic. That was crazy. The dynamic range was insane. All right. And let's pull up edit. Here is, the lag. Here's my edit. Oh, hold up, technical difficulties. There we go. Little side-by-side view. Very similar. A little bit more crushed blacks on cases, but nonetheless, great photo, great raw. All right, so next up is Andy Yallroad with some inside shots. Oh boy. The whites, drop the blacks so that they're not crushed out. Drop the contrast. This is going to be a very simple edit. Everybody go follow Yallroad on Instagram. Word on the street is he's moving to Colorado soon, so he's going to be one of the Colorado boys. We're going to go a little bit warmer on the mid-tones in the color grade, actually, and then we're going to balance. We're probably going to do more warmth in the balance. Boom. Everybody, by the way, Andy, who's in the chat, also just started doing YouTube, so you all should go not only check out his Instagram, but you should also go check out his YouTube. I convinced him to finally do it, and he's starting to do it. This is a good shot. I like this shot. I like the way that this was shot. I just said shot like 4 times in the last 5 seconds. Very nice. Very nice raws, Andy. A little weird, but that's okay. They look good nonetheless. We'll start at the bottom and then work our way up. So here we've got Boost Wayne. Cedric Velasquez. Holy shit. And I'm probably actually going to do some more lens blur as well. Because what was this shot at? 16 millimeters? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's 1.4. 1/1250th second. Bro, this car is sick. I'm not one for Camaros, but this one is looking real nice. Bring down the blacks. Bring up the shadows. Not too shabby. This one's actually pretty much already done. This is a good raw. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There we are. That is a good shot, good car. A little before, a little after action. We'll do them side by side. There we go. Sick ass car, sick photos. Everybody go follow. This is his handle right here. B00ST_Wayne. Go check him out on Instagram. Thank you, brother, for entering and participating in the video. You got some sick shots, sick ass car. I look forward to seeing you in the next one that I do. I think we're only going to go with the one here to hopefully speed it up a little bit more. A sick shot. Incredible location. I don't know what kind of ARW. So this is Sony. More neutral. Although it does kind of look good, a little bit more warm and magenta-y. There we go. That's a dope shot. Sick shot. Kind of fade out, so it's not just a super aggressive, like, hard line, and then you get the ghosting from the sky, as opposed to, like, how washed out the mountains are in the background. Helps a lot, but you also want to make sure that you deselect your subject as well. Perfect. And we're gonna take this down. I think we might go with a pretty dark sky, but we're gonna warm it up a little bit. Warm it up, add some magenta in there. And then as you can see, it's not like perfect when you're editing the sky as if you had the sky mask, but you're also not going to get that horrible fringing if you have a washed out area of the photo in the background. So from what I found, the linear gradient works a lot better than the sky mask in some certain scenarios. And there we go. Very simple, but a damn good picture. Very good raw. Again, this is Trusion Media that, oh shit. Where's the folder? Actually, you have to restart Lightroom anyways, because we're lagging real bad. Where's the folder? What happened to it? I just had it open. Ooh, we only got a single one this time? Very nice. All right, let's check this out. What is this? SF90? Oh, it's a Lotus. Oh, that's cool. Damn, now this one's going to be hard, but what a sick setting. You've got snow falling actively up there with like a light dusting on the trees and then just rain down here. That is sick. That is a sick shot. What a perfect setting. This one's going to be hard, though. I can already tell. We could go either two ways. A little less contrast or more. The less contrast kind of shows this like active snowfall up here. So I think that's what we're going to go with. So the cooler tones kind of show the color of the car a little bit better. But I think for the sake of how this entire setting is, we're going to go with a little more of like a cinematic green type deal. This is the highlights. So we're actually going to go with more of a cooler highlights here, since this is going to be the majority of the highlights up here. Oh, I just realized that you guys can't see my mouse. Well, that's a very questionable crop, but if the subject was centered, I think that this shot would be a lot better. But nonetheless, it's still a dope shot. Perfect setting. Perfect car, honestly. The gray fits the setting so well. So again, this was Lennox_raw at Lennox's Lens. That's LENXNNOXS_lens. Go check him out on Instagram. Give him that follow. Thank you for participating, my friend. Ooh, okay. Lanny Media. This guy was actually in the chat previously. We got the Skittles BMW. That one's definitely getting edited. This is going to be a very challenging shot. Drag down the blacks. That's going to create a little more crispiness in the car. We're going to drag the whites up as well. This is a sick shot. I do like this. I would just have to edit out the lines. Otherwise, that would drive me crazy. But good on you for actually doing something with them and centering them and not like being completely ignorant while you're shooting. So good on this guy. We're doing that. Good on Landon. Before and after. Before, after. Very nice. Very nice. Drag that contrast down. We're going to go with a little more of a flat edit rather than boosting up the whites on this one. A bit of a stylistic choice there. We're going to increase the highlights. Drop those. We'll actually increase the texture just a little bit. Drop the clarity a tad. More orange. There we go. Final photo. Take a look. Before and after. Before, after. A little bit of a color difference. Nothing too crazy. I'm not super proud of this one. I would really like to see how he edited this one. But his edits are unfortunately not in the folder. Whoa, why is everything so purple? Hold up. My presets are not working for the Nikon color profile. As much shit as Nikons get. Otherwise, check my folder. Just check, and that's it without any edit. Okay. Yeah, Nikita, I'll check yours as well after I do Corey's. Just remind me if I forget. If I'm about to end the stream, like, spam the chat and let me know. A bit more dehaze. This is like a... This shot looks straight out of a BMW, like, magazine. Looks great. Great shot. I'm not a fan of this edit. If I did put a little bit more time into it, I'm sure it could look a lot better. And just desaturating the blues a little bit kind of helped, but not really. I'm not too much of a fan of this edit, honestly. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes that happens. All right, so let's check before I download. Everybody, that is at Julian Takes Pictures. So check him out on Instagram. Ooh. Kind of washed out. It's a little bit washed. Looks kind of good. Let's see. We'll go take this off of a baseline. Raw is incredible, dude. I don't know exactly what's happening to my, like, what's going on here. It looks a little bit too washed out, like more than it should be. I don't know if I did something wrong. I probably did. I probably pressed something like a retard. Yes, sir, Seema. We just happened to be out the dry lake bed. A little bit of a sky mask. We'll fix that a little bit. Boom. Before, after, and then here's his edit. Ready? Boom. Sick edit. Boys, we're going to do this last edit, and then we're going to end the stream, and I got to edit this video. Not today. There's no way, because I got to drop another video on my other channel today. Got to keep that upload schedule. And kick down the whites. Our pinks are a little bit desaturated, so we're going to go ahead and fix that when we enter the HSL tab. Actually keep it a little more contrasty. Bring up the purple and the magenta, and I think a little more orange up in the sky there. Highlights, we're going to keep that in between green and yellow. The before, there is the after. And here is his edit. It looks like we have very similar edits, actually. No, his is much cleaner. I'm not too satisfied with how this is. Honestly, I like your edit a lot more than mine, if I'm being honest. Let's see. Yeah, R and S are both way more normally. Sony's release schedule is goofy. I suppose, yeah, I see what you mean, because yours does pop a little bit more. But of course, you know, it's subjective. It's subjective, but like in this sort of scenario, that's what I would go for. I would go for this kind of look. Flatten it out a little bit so it's not so like poppy. I mean, it looks good either way. Either way you swing it, it looks good. I mean, I could leave that and I would be completely satisfied. Can you do -30 clarity on this one? Happen for just 1 sec. Yes. Let's see what it looks like. -70. Negative 30, there we are. Actually, that does look... That looks pretty sick. All right, fellas. I think that is going to do it for this session. I appreciate all of you joining and chatting. It was a bunch of fun. I really do want to do some more live streams in the future. I love doing these. It's always fun just hanging out and chatting with everybody. I hope that you enjoyed. And shit, I'll see you in the next session. I can't believe I've been going for almost an hour and a half already. But anyways, boys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for joining. I much appreciate it. Great fucking photos. Thank you all for participating as well.